You have no idea what you almost missed. Something divine has been chasing you, calling your name in the middle of the night while you were fast asleep, while the world was quiet and your heart was finally still enough to hear heaven whisper. Archangel Michael has been watching over you like a desperate guardian who loves too much, fights too hard, and now cries too deeply. He cried your name last night. He cried not because he was weak, but because he saw what's coming. And he knows you won't see it until it's too late. Please don't skip this again. It already took hours to reach you. If you ignore this, you won't be able to say, "No one warned you." Beloved, there's something strange happening behind your back. Something is unfolding that you don't even feel yet. But heaven does. Michael does. There is movement, an energy shift that God has been tracking closely. Michael begged for a chance to tell you what he knows, and this is it. God allowed him one more attempt. This message right here. Right now, he said, give them one more chance. Just one. That's why you're here. That's why you feel this strange pull in your heart, like a silent alarm going off. Don't ignore it. Not this time. Because this warning isn't like the others. It's personal. And what you're about to hear could protect your name, your future, and something you forgot you prayed for. Michael stood before the gates of heaven last night, not with a sword, but with tears. He's never looked so shaken. Even the angels who usually surround him stood back in silence. He said, "They're not listening. They don't understand what's coming. If they skip again, I can't protect them." And God, in all his mercy, said, "Then go speak now. Beloved, you have no idea how serious this is. It's not about fear. It's about readiness, because someone with a familiar face is doing something behind your back. A shift is coming in your home, and a decision is being made in secret. Michael is begging you to listen now, or you'll only know the truth when it's already too late. They've tried to keep this hidden from you. This truth, this twist, this name, but heaven saw it. And now you're being invited to know it before it destroys something sacred in your life. The one who's acting normal around you is not who you think. There's a lie behind their smile. And Michael has seen the cost of it if you don't act in time. You're not being shown this message just because it's a divine setup, a secret reveal, a hidden moment you were never supposed to see until today. Don't take it lightly. Some truths once delayed can't be undone, and this is one of them. Michael cried because you always ignore the small signs, the random chills, the vivid dreams, the faces that visit you at 300 a.m. That's not coincidence. That's not your imagination. That's heaven's emergency system. It's how they reach those they love the most, especially the ones who've been through too much already. That's why Michael keeps returning. You've suffered enough. God has watched long enough. But you have to choose to hear this right now. You don't get another version of this message. You don't get a replay. If you're still here, it means you've been chosen to receive it first before something flips suddenly. There is a countdown in the spirit realm. Yes, a literal countdown. Michael saw it himself. It's ticking towards something huge. A massive revelation that will affect you, your home, and a major connection in your life. Someone you trusted deeply is being tested, and the moment is close. So close that Michael broke protocol and cried before all the other angels. He never does that. But this time it wasn't a fight of swords. It was a battle for your attention. Because if you skip now, the miracle waiting for you will be sent to someone else. And you'll wonder why you always get so close, but never receive. You were never supposed to find this today, and yet here you are. That's not a coincidence. That's Michael bending divine time just to get you here. And now he's whispering through this message. Please don't skip this. Not again. Because someone you love deeply is hiding something from you. Not because they want to hurt you, but because they're afraid of losing you. And yet, the more they wait, the more heaven gets involved. A decision is being made about your destiny. And this moment, this very one, is part of your test. How you respond to this message will determine the direction of your next 7 days. Beloved, miracles are sensitive. They don't wait forever. They knock once, maybe twice, and then they're reassigned. Michael says, you're at that edge. That thin line between receiving everything or watching it pass to someone else. Please don't stand still this time. Your angels are shouting. Your spirit knows something is off and heaven is confirming it right now. That twist in your stomach, that sudden heartbeat, that's not anxiety, that's spiritual urgency. You've been here before, but not like this. This time there's a deadline. This time, the truth is dangerous if it comes too late. If only you could see what Michael sees. If only for a second, you'd fall to your knees, not in fear, but in overwhelming awareness of what's been happening behind your back. The prayers that almost reached heaven, the tears God collected from your pillow, the hidden attacks that never touched you because Michael blocked them silently while you slept. And now, the final part, the hardest part is this. He needs you to choose. Choose to hear, choose to trust, choose to believe this message was not sent by mistake. If you do, what you unlock next will rewrite your entire story. And so, beloved, here you are still reading. That means your soul knows something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. And that's all heaven needed. Just a sliver of your attention. Just one small opening in your heart to deliver the message that has been burning in Archangel Michael's spirit for days. He's been circling your name, defending your path, and holding back something terrible that was meant to reach you. But now the line is thinning. The choice is shifting. And if you ignore this now, the shield he placed around your life may collapse. He cannot keep holding it alone. Michael says there's a conversation happening behind closed doors, a private one about you. And the people in that conversation are not strangers. They are people you know, people you've laughed with, shared memories with, trusted deeply. But their words are not pure. They're not just talking, they're deciding your future without you even knowing. Michael has been trying to interrupt it in the spirit, but heaven is only allowed to go so far unless you participate. And that's why this message was released. Not to scare you, but to awaken you. Because your name is on lips that shouldn't be speaking it. And you deserve to know why. There's a miracle circling you right now. Something powerful, something unexplainable. It looks like a simple opportunity, a meeting, a connection, a sudden shift in plans, but it's more than that. Michael says it's an answer to a prayer you whispered when you were at your lowest, when you felt like nothing was working and no one was listening. You didn't even think heaven heard it. But God did, and He wrapped your request in divine timing. That timing is now, this very week. But you must walk with eyes open, because it won't come with a loud announcement. It'll look normal on the outside until you step into it. And then everything will feel divinely different. But here's the danger. There is also a distraction arriving at the same time, a temptation, a test. Something designed to delay you from stepping into the exact miracle that's been prepared for you. That's why this message is so urgent. Because if you respond wrongly to what's coming, you'll delay your promise by months or worse. Lose it completely. Heaven doesn't want that. Michael doesn't want that. But the choice is yours. That's how the spiritual laws work. God gave you free will. And right now that free will is either opening a door or closing one. Please listen carefully. Michael says someone is about to say something to you. A phrase, a question, a sentence that seems small, but it's not. It will be the confirmation of this message. You'll know it when you hear it. It'll feel strange, familiar, like déjà vu. Don't ignore it. Don't brush it off, because it's the sign that heaven has aligned everything for your next breakthrough. All you have to do is not run, not hide, not pretend this isn't real. Don't bury this message like you did the last one. Heaven noticed that, and they forgave it. But this time they're watching closely, because this window won't stay open for long. There's also someone who left you long ago, physically or emotionally. They may still be alive, or they may be watching from heaven, but they've been trying to get a message to you. Michael says it's urgent now. They need you to know the truth. Something they never said when they were near you. Something they regret hiding. And now they've been begging God to let you hear it. This message is part of their plea. Listen closely to the nudges you feel in the next 24 hours. You'll hear whispers in songs, sudden names in passing, dreams that feel too vivid. They are not random. They are codes. And they are keys to unlock the next miracle. You were not forgotten, not abandoned, and certainly not cursed. You were marked, chosen, watched over. Yes, even when it didn't feel like it, even in the nights when you cried yourself into silence and said, God, are you even real? Michael heard that too. He whispered back, but your grief was too loud. That's not your fault. Heaven understands. But now your heart is softer. The shell has cracked, and that's all they needed. Just one opening, so they could come in and fix what's been broken. Not just on the outside, but deep inside. The kind of pain you stopped talking about. The kind you buried under smiles. That healing begins now if you let it. But there's one thing you must do. One step, one brave act. You must release the thing you keep revisiting in your mind. The mistake, the heartbreak, the missed opportunity, the person who chose someone else. You're still carrying it, and it's crowding the space where your miracle is supposed to land. Let it go. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. You deserve peace, wholeness, joy, and it's been waiting on the other side of your release. Archangel Michael is ready to defend you as you walk forward, but he cannot move unless you do. His wings are stretched, his sword is drawn, but he needs you to say, yes, I'm ready. Good. You stayed. That alone says everything heaven needed to know. Because the truth is, not everyone was supposed to find this message. Not everyone would have the spiritual ears to hear it, but you, yes, you stayed. And now Michael is leaning closer, ready to show you what's been hidden in plain sight. There is a shift coming in your life so big that if you saw it all at once, it would overwhelm you. That's why God is unfolding it slowly, piece by piece. But the key, the one that unlocks the entire chain of blessings, is inside you. And this message is the confirmation of that. You keep wondering why things almost work out, but then suddenly fall apart. Why people come close and then leave. Why success knocks and then disappears. It's not a curse, it's a protection. Heaven didn't let certain doors open because what was on the other side would have delayed your destiny. That job, that person, that situation, it wasn't rejection. It was redirection. But now, Michael says the delay is over. The green light has been given in heaven, but there's one condition. You must step out before you see the proof. That's the faith test. That's the part most people skip. Don't skip it. Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't walked into yet. God is positioning people to help you who don't even know your full story, but they feel drawn to your name, drawn to your energy. That's divine orchestration. That's the angels doing what they do best, whispering your name into the right hearts. But for the miracle to land, you must prepare spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Clean the room for what you've prayed for. Don't just hope. Get ready. That act of faith tells heaven, I believe it's coming. And when you move like it's already yours, it arrives faster than you thought possible. There is also someone watching you very closely, someone you may not even be aware of. They've seen your growth, your strength, your struggle, and it has touched them. But they've been quiet waiting. Heaven says this person has a message for you, but they're afraid not of you, but of how deeply they feel. Michael says they are going through a spiritual awakening because of your presence in their life, and in the next 6 days a conversation will begin. Maybe through a message, maybe face to face, but it will shift everything. Don't be afraid. Just listen. This person is part of your miracle. Now let's talk about timing. Archangel Michael says, time is not what you think it is. In the spiritual realm, time bends, and you, beloved, are about to experience what heaven calls accelerated alignment. That means something that should have taken years will suddenly happen in days. But you must be ready to move when the sign comes. It will feel uncomfortable, unexpected, like a sudden reroute. Don't fight it. Don't overthink it. That's Michael guiding you. He will clear the path as you walk. But if you wait for everything to make sense, you'll miss it. This miracle is for the bold. There's also something Michael saw in your childhood, a moment you forgot, a word that wounded you, a belief that quietly grew roots in your heart. Maybe I'm not enough. That lie has shaped more of your life than you know. It's made you shrink when you should have spoken. It's made you tolerate when you should have walked away. But Michael says today is the last day that lie gets to live inside you, because heaven is rewriting your identity. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are chosen, protected, sent for such a time as this. Michael cried, not because you're failing, but because you're so close, closer than ever. And yet, the enemy has been trying to distract you with small problems, toxic thoughts, and pointless arguments just to make you miss the moment. Don't take the bait. Stay focused. Guard your energy. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. Heaven knows your heart, and right now they need your attention, because your destiny is waiting at the door. All you have to do is open it. There's a miracle disguised as a problem in your life right now. Yes, disguised. You've been praying for clarity, and instead something got complicated. That's not a mistake. That's a setup. Michael says what looks like a mess is actually the ground shaking, making space for something new. Don't try to control it. Just trust it. Some storms don't come to destroy. They come to clear the path. And beloved, your path is being cleared even as you read this. You may not see it yet, but soon, oh, very soon, you'll look back and realize that's when everything changed. Now, listen carefully, because Michael is revealing something heaven rarely allows. There is a hidden document, a contract, a file, something with your name attached, that is being reviewed spiritually and physically. This is legal, divine, and it affects your future. There's been a delay, but that delay is being broken. A decision will be made in your favor. But again, your energy must match the outcome you desire. Stay in faith. Stay in alignment. Speak life, because your words are helping heaven finalize what your prayers already started. And now, as the angels lean in closer, Archangel Michael stands over your life with a divine command ready to be released. But he waits. Not because he's unsure, not because he's weak, but because your yes has more power than you realize. In the realm of spirit, obedience is the key that unlocks divine warfare. And right now, your spiritual team is standing in position, waiting for you to say, I believe, I receive, because the moment you do, heaven moves. The second you trust, the atmosphere shifts. And the very thing that's been held up, delayed, misdirected, it will come rushing in like flood water, breaking through a dam. But only if you stay present, only if you stay open, only if you don't skip this. There's an unexpected turn coming. Michael says it won't make sense when it happens. It might even scare you a little, but don't let your human eyes deceive you. This isn't trouble, it's transformation. And just before major transformation, the enemy often sends confusion. You'll suddenly doubt people you love. You'll question decisions you were once sure about. You might even feel alone. But this is not abandonment, it's activation. Michael is removing noise from your life so you can finally hear the real instruction. God isn't silent, He's selective. And He's about to tell you exactly what to do next if you stay close. Now listen. Something major was canceled because of your obedience. You didn't even know it. But Michael says a trap had been set spiritually and physically. A betrayal was forming, a setup, and your name was involved. But because you stayed humble, because you forgave someone who didn't deserve it, because you spoke love instead of hate when you could have exploded, heaven stepped in and rewrote the plan. You don't know how close that attack came, but Michael blocked it and God smiled, because now not only are you protected, but you're being rewarded. A divine reversal is being written in your favor. What the enemy meant for evil is being flipped into a testimony that will shock even you. Your enemies will be confused. They'll wonder why their plans failed. They'll wonder why you keep rising. But it's not luck, It's not coincidence. It's divine covering. Archangel Michael has been instructed to walk with you for the next 21 days, closer than ever before. And within those 21 days, something will break. A habit, a fear, a cycle that's kept repeating in your life over and over again. It will break not by your effort, but by surrender. You'll feel the shift. The weight will lift. The war will end. But it starts here with your belief. You're not imagining the pull you feel right now. That's heaven's hand on your shoulder. And now the most sacred part of the message, the one Michael begged God to let you hear. There is someone whose name keeps returning to your heart. You've tried to forget them. You've tried to move on. You've cried, prayed, begged for clarity. But the tie between you and this person isn't ordinary. It's spiritual. Heaven has shown Michael the blueprint of your connection. The love is real, but the timing has been wrong. One of you was still healing. The other was still hiding. But now a divine reconciliation is possible. Not guaranteed. Possible. And it depends on both of you hearing the call. Michael has whispered to both of you in dreams, songs, passing signs, and soon one of you will reach out. Don't reject it immediately. Listen, feel, discern, because this may be the conversation that restores everything. Michael says that if this is truly for you, and only you know if it is, you'll feel an undeniable sign within the next 72 hours. Maybe a message, maybe a dream, maybe an old photo falling out of a drawer. Pay attention, because this moment, if honored, could shift your entire love life, not based on old patterns, but on divine purpose. You were never meant to settle for survival love. God wants you to experience sacred love, love that heals, love that stays. But it starts with truth, with forgiveness, with a conversation that heaven has already started writing. Will you be ready? Now, as we near the closing edge of this holy message, there is one more truth that must be spoken, clearer than ever. You are not late. You are not too far gone. You are not broken beyond repair. That voice in your head that tells you you've missed it, messed it up, lost your chance, that is not God, that is shame, and shame is a liar. Heaven works on divine time, not human clocks. And Michael says, your time is now. Every tear, every loss, every delay. It was not for nothing. It was preparation. And now that you've listened, now that you've stayed, now that you've received, everything begins to move. So here is what heaven asks of you. Speak this out loud today, even if it's in a whisper. I receive what is meant for me. I surrender my fears. I walk into my miracle. And I trust that heaven knows exactly what I need. When you say that, angels take flight, Michael takes position, doors begin to unlock. And the message you just received goes from being a warning to becoming your breakthrough. And now, as the spiritual atmosphere opens wider above you, Archangel Michael stands silent, his eyes full of both fierce protection and soft compassion, because he knows what's coming. He's seen it. He's walked the path in advance, cleared traps, exposed liars, redirected pain, and even paused time in rare permission from God, just to give you a head start. And you still wonder if you're loved, if you matter. Beloved, this entire message, this entire unfolding moment was orchestrated for you. Not a group, not the masses, you. Because God knew your heart was ready to hear what others still ignore. And because your spirit remained open, you are now being trusted with something sacred, a secret from heaven that very few will ever know. This is what Michael says. Now listen with your soul, not just your ears. They are about to find out who you really are. And when they do, the same mouths that mocked you will whisper your name in awe. You've been under spiritual camouflage for years. Hidden, not because you were weak, but because you were being developed. And now the covering is lifting. You're about to be revealed. Your light, your purpose, your voice, it's about to be undeniable. And those who tried to replace you, those who gossiped, who lied, who said you'd never make it, they'll watch heaven do in your life what no man could block. The time of delay is over. You are about to walk into something prepared only for you. But this next level requires separation. Let's be honest. There are people you've been carrying who were never assigned to this chapter, and you know it. They drain your spirit. They speak against your dreams. They ignore your growth. But you hold on out of guilt, out of history, out of loneliness. Michael says no more. It's time. Cut the tie, detach with love. Because if you bring them with you into this next move, they'll poison your miracle from the inside. Heaven has already exposed their heart. You saw it. You felt it. You just didn't want to admit it. But now is not the time to be sentimental. Now is the time to obey. And what's coming in return? Restoration. Not just the return of what you lost. No, something better, bigger, unexpected. God is going to surprise you with the way He restores you. Some of it will look like favor. Some of it will look like sudden money. Some of it will look like people returning with apology in their eyes. But the most beautiful restoration will happen inside you. Peace that doesn't leave. Confidence that doesn't shrink. Joy that isn't borrowed from circumstances. You'll wake up soon and realize I'm not afraid anymore. I'm finally whole and beloved when you feel that nothing and no one can touch you. Now, there's one final thing Michael must reveal. Something sacred, something you won't fully understand yet, but you must hear it now. There is a location shift coming. Yes, physical space, your house, your city, your job. Something is about to change in your physical environment, not for chaos, but for alignment. Heaven has seen where you live, who surrounds you, what energy is near you, and they've decided it's not good enough anymore. Your space must reflect your calling. And because of that, you're going to be guided soon to make a change, a move, a shift, maybe even suddenly. Don't resist it. Even if it scares you, God is relocating you to protect what He's about to bless you with. You don't build palaces on shaky ground, and your foundation is being secured. In the next 7 days, pay close attention to what falls away without you forcing it. That is divine subtraction. When God subtracts, it always hurts first and makes sense later. Let it go. The friendship that dries up, the opportunity that disappears, the person who pulls away, it's not rejection, it's positioning. You asked for growth, for peace, for alignment. This is what it looks like. Trust the pruning, because on the other side of pruning comes promotion. And when your miracle lands, and it will, you'll remember this moment, this quiet space, just you and Michael's words. You'll look around and realize heaven really was watching. God really did hear. And the angels, they really did protect you when no one else saw what was happening. You'll sit in a new place with a full heart and whisper to yourself, Now I understand why I had to wait, because this next chapter will be worth it. So now, beloved, say it with your spirit. I am ready. I will not skip this. I trust the timing. I walk with heaven now. And as you say those words, know that Archangel Michael isn't crying anymore. He's smiling, sword lowered, wings wide, watching you become exactly who heaven always knew you were. The moment you said, I'm ready, something shifted in the spirit. A door opened, a delay broke. A dark presence that was watching you quietly took a step back, because now you've aligned with divine timing. Archangel Michael doesn't need to fight as hard anymore, because you finally showed up for your destiny. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. And beloved, you're here. You made it. You listened all the way through, and heaven just marked your name with favor. But now comes the final phase, the miracle landing. This is where most people stop right before it arrives, because it gets heavy, quiet, lonely, confusing. But Michael says don't move based on emotion in this next week. Move based on instruction. Something you prayed for is coming, but it won't look like what you imagined. It may come dressed as responsibility, as silence, as a person you didn't expect. It may even look like loss. But wait before reacting. Let God finish the scene. You're at the end of the spiritual movie, but you haven't seen the plot twist yet. And oh, when it comes, it'll take your breath away. A document, a call, a door. That's the trinity of change coming your way. Michael says 3 things are being dispatched. 1 will confirm, 1 will stretch, 1 will fulfill. But you have to stay emotionally still enough to receive them. The enemy wants you tired, distracted, angry, impatient. Don't give him what he wants. Be still. Be alert. Be anchored. You've already passed the hardest parts. What's coming next is reward, but it can only fall where there is peace. Let's go even deeper now, because heaven trusts you enough to hear what many can't. There is someone who is jealous of your anointing. They won't say it. They may even act supportive, but inside their spirit resents your light. And every time you take a step forward, they get nervous, because deep down they know you were chosen. Michael isn't revealing this to make you paranoid. He's revealing it so you protect your energy. Don't fight them. Don't expose them. Just elevate silently. The higher you rise, the smaller they become. This isn't about revenge. It's about release. Because while they're watching your every move, heaven is preparing to take you so far ahead they won't be able to reach. And now comes your divine instruction. The next 3 days are sacred. You must treat them like holy ground. Wake up early. Write what you feel. Pay attention to signs, numbers, dreams, people who randomly reach out. These are not coincidences. They're the delivery vehicles of God's will. On the 3rd day, something will break. Something you've been trying to shift for months, and you'll suddenly feel it. The air will feel lighter. The room will feel different. You'll know in your spirit it's happening. If you can fast from fear for just 72 hours, heaven will do what man could not. Beloved, miracles have patterns. And this is the pattern you're in now. Warning, alignment, revelation, reward. You've received the warning. You've chosen the alignment. You are now in revelation and next reward. That's why Michael cried. Not because you were failing, but because he knew if you could just get to this point, the rest would unfold like divine dominoes. And now that you're here, nothing will stop what's about to come. Expect healing in conversations that once hurt you. Expect sudden peace over things you used to stress about. Expect love from someone who never had the courage to tell you how they felt. Expect open doors in rooms you weren't even invited into. Expect surprises, unexplainable favor, unseen protection. Expect miracles. You've suffered enough, you've waited long enough. Now God says, let there be reward, and it is so, and so it is. Archangel Michael has finished speaking for now. But the message hasn't ended, because what heaven just released into your life is still moving, still unfolding, still settling into place. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but in the spiritual realm, your name is glowing. The angels are standing still for a moment, watching what happens next. The miracle has already left heaven. It's in transit, and your job now is not to chase, not to beg, not to doubt, but to receive. You were always meant to hear this. Your soul knew. That's why you stayed. That's why you kept reading, even when your mind tried to pull away. Because something greater inside of you whispered, this is for me, this is real, and beloved it is. This is not entertainment. This is not imagination. This is divine intervention, a spiritual rescue, a course correction, a reminder from the highest realms that God never forgot you and never once removed his eyes from your future. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. What happens in the next 14 days will define the rest of your year. There will be sudden shifts, unusual silence, quick elevation, and a major surprise. But do not be alarmed. That's what divine alignment looks like. It's not always loud. It's precise, strategic, silent, just like how God works. And Archangel Michael has already begun walking ahead of you to arrange the next steps. But there is one final test, and it may come quietly. Someone from your past may return, not because they have changed, but because they sense your energy rising. Be discerning. Don't let old comfort distract you from new purpose. Michael says, you've graduated from who you used to be. Don't go back out of habit. This is also a powerful time for you to declare what you want. Not wish, declare, speak it out. Write it down. Be bold. The same God who allowed this message to reach you is now waiting to hear your instructions. What do you want? What do you need? What are you ready to receive? Say it. Say it aloud. Say it clearly. Because heaven responds to clarity. The next person who says your name will speak it with honor. The next door that opens will not close again. The next amount of money that reaches you will come without loss, without guilt, without fear. The next love that finds you will be safe, deep, real. The next version of you will be unstoppable. And through it all, Michael will still be with you, watching, fighting, whispering, smiling. He's not crying anymore because he knows you listened. He knows you understood. He knows you're finally ready. So go ahead, stand up, open the windows, breathe in new air, stretch your arms wide, and say, with everything inside you, I'm ready for the miracle. I accept the divine shift. I walk with God now. And let the heavens echo back. We heard you and we are coming. This message was written across the sky, carved through divine breath, and delivered straight to your soul. Let no one tell you otherwise. It is done. It is sealed. It is yours. And just like that, the silence that once surrounded you has now become the echo of divine confirmation. What was hidden is no longer buried. What was delayed is no longer stuck. What was taken is already returning to you better, fuller, stronger. You see, beloved, this was never just a message. This was your permission. Permission from heaven to finally live the life that's been written for you since before your birth. No more shrinking, no more waiting for signs. The signs are here. This moment is sacred. Archangel Michael watches as your spiritual alignment locks into place. His wings are no longer folded. They are extended. Why? Because angels only fly ahead when something is about to shift on earth. And he knows what you still don't fully see. Your life is about to change permanently. The clock in heaven just hit 0. That means you are officially entering a new season. And this one won't be built on survival. It will be built on promise. God is not just answering prayers anymore. He is rewarding obedience. You've been faithful even when you were unsure. You kept believing when others mocked your hope. You stayed kind when bitterness tried to knock on your door. And heaven saw it all. That's why this reward will not be small. It will be public. It will be undeniable. And it will be irreversible. No one will be able to say it was luck, because the way it arrives will have fingerprints of divine all over it. Let me say this clearly now, because Michael is pressing it into your spirit. The next chapter of your life has already started. You won't need to announce it. You won't need to prove it. You won't need to chase anything or anyone. Everything meant for you is being delivered by name. If you feel peace in the coming days, that's confirmation. If you feel sudden detachment from old things, that's elevation. If people start falling off, don't chase them, thank them. If opportunities begin flowing, walk through them. Don't question it, because this is what favor feels like. And now you know favor is not always loud, but it's always real. Michael leaves you with this final truth before his voice grows still again. You didn't find this message. This message found you. And it found you at the exact second you were ready to rise. No one will understand the depth of what you just received. That's okay. This was not for them. This was a conversation between you, heaven, and the warrior who never stopped fighting for your future. Archangel Michael, the one who stood by you in your darkest nights, and who now walks ahead of you into the brightest ones. Beloved, live differently after this. Pray bolder, love deeper. Expect greater, because you're not the same anymore, and the world will feel it soon. Heaven is watching. Michael is moving. Your miracle is here, and now it begins. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, Making a donation or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open.